All right, so in this video, we are going to be reviewing Abbew. He talks about, does fruit cause fat gain? So already I'm like pretty interested, and I think that he might know what he's actually talking about. I don't know if he knows the biochemistry behind it, but if he's saying this, then already he is probably like a million steps ahead than most people. So that's already a good start. So let's see what he has to say.
Why you shouldn't eat fruit if you're trying to lose body fat. If you're trying to lose body fat, it means that you're carrying unwanted body fat. That means you are insulin resistant. And if you're insulin resistant, it means your cells are not relating very well to your insulin. The thing about fructose is that fructose it's what you find is the sugar that you find in fruits. You get fructose and glucose in fruit. Now, all your cells can use glucose, whereas fructose is only broken down by your liver.
Okay, so already everything he's saying here is good. So good start on that. I mean, I would definitely add a little bit here, but everything so far that he said does seem to be pretty accurate. I don't know if I would say the cells are insulin resistant is the reason why you're gaining weight. I think insulin resistance is a little bit different, but for the most part, you are gaining weight because of insulin. If you are gaining body fat, it is specifically because insulin is elevated. Once again, this has to do with the fact that the insulin to glucagon ratio is what determines whether or not hormone-sensitive lipase even exists. And if hormone-sensitive lipase is active, you are guaranteed to lose weight. It doesn't matter what you do. And if hormone-sensitive lipase is not active, you will gain weight no matter what you do because the body is thermodynamically selective. It treats every calorie very differently. So yeah, it's interesting. So already good start.
Now, if you're trying to lose body fat, you need your liver to be working optimally. Your liver is where everything is sent to be processed. The problem is that when you eat a lot of fruit, especially if you are trying to lose body fat, is that your liver gets clogged up. And when your liver gets clogged up, that in itself can also cause insulin resistance.
Okay, by clogged up, I'm gonna assume that he means that fatty droplets are basically added to the liver, which can cause very, very big liver problems, like very, very big liver problems. That's like the last thing that you want. It's called fatty liver. It's an alcoholic sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm not too sure if I would agree with the terminology, but I'll say like yes, already he's like already 10 times, a million times better than most people. So great start as it is. Already better than most doctors as it is, oddly enough.
Now, remember what I said. If you're trying to lose body fat, it means your cells are not relating very well to your insulin. Now, if you've got a clogged up liver from having to make your liver break down too much fructose, you're not going to lose weight efficiently. The other thing is the problem with modern fruit is that modern fruit has been hybridized and it's been bred in a way, it's been genetically modified in a way that they're just sacks of sugar.
Wow. He already nailed it. There we go, actually. Yes, modern fruit is exactly that. Any sort of modern plant is nothing like it was a while ago. Like 10,000 years ago. All those years ago. It is not even close. So, yeah, he's definitely right on that. I'm going to say yes. I wouldn't necessarily say it's fructose. That's the main thing that's causing you to gain weight. I mean, yes, fructose actually will cause direct weight gain, but I would more so say the reason why you would gain weight or why you're not able to lose weight is because of insulin. It's strictly because of insulin. It's all dependent on hormone-sensitive lipase and whether or not glucagon is dominant or whether or not insulin is dominant. If insulin is dominant, you will never, ever lose weight. Doesn't matter how hard you try. If you do try to lose weight, you are going to end up losing skeletal muscle mass, which is like not what you want to do, and you'll end up skinny fat, which that doesn't look good. It looks really bad. Yeah. So once again, you'll end up basically burning the not fat stores that you want. You'll basically not burn your belly fat, but all of the other weight around your body will be lost, which is not what you want, because that includes muscle mass. And if you get rid of your muscle mass, then you're technically, I really don't like using this word, but if you're burning muscle mass, you're burning less calories, or you're able to use less energy because you have less muscle mass. So this is like, yeah, it's a really, really bad situation to be in. That's why every single Biggest Loser person usually stays as a Biggest Loser, and they in fact gain all the weight that they used to have, and if not more. It's because of that. Yeah, they try to beat insulin. You cannot beat hormones. Just doesn't work.
If you look at a blueberry, when I was a child, I'm 6 years old. When I was a child, if you saw a blueberry, it was really small. If you saw a strawberry, it was small. Now you look at them, they look massive. Why is that? For some reason, they've been interfered with genetically to produce sugar. So most of what we eat, even though fruit is supposed to provide us with fiber, most of the fruit that we eat, they're all essentially bags of sugar.
I don't think fiber is healthy, obviously. I talked about that before. But yeah, I will say once again, if you look, not just back when he ate fruit, also if you look back 200 years ago, you'll see an even bigger discrepancy of like some fruits did not even exist that we eat today. And if you go back even further, like 10,000 years ago, you'll see that a lot of the fruit literally doesn't even look the same. Like if you look at a picture of corn before and you look at a picture of corn today, you literally are not able to eat corn before. It's impossible. I mean, I take it back. You can try to eat corn before, but I can guarantee you're going to spit that stuff out pretty quickly, because it's it does not look appetizing. It does not even look like food.
And that means you're instead of eating the fruit that your ancestors used to eat, you're eating sugar, and that sugar will have an adverse effect. Remember, if you are trying to lose body fat, you need to control insulin.
Already, that's a really good start. So let's see if he carries it on. I don't know if he knows the biochemistry. I don't think he even needs to know the biochemistry. It's not really like particularly helpful, in my opinion. Anyways, you can just like ask somebody like me or some other YouTuber who is carnivore, or maybe they're not carnivore, but they understand the insulin to glucagon ratio and they understand hormone sensitive lipase and all that, and you'll get basically the same response. But it's already really good start.
And when you're eating too much sugar, you are not controlling insulin. And when there's too much insulin in your system, your body decides to store energy for a rainy day.
Perfect. There we go. That's what I want to hear. So well done already. A million times better than pretty much like every single person that I've heard so far. Well done. Very well done, Eddie Abbew. Very well done. Good job.
Fat. And that happens, you're not in the fat burning mode. Your body will not store fat and burn it at the same time. It will either do one or the other. When you eat fruit that's got too much sugar in it, especially the modern fruit, you're asking for trouble. I say the best fruits to eat are really berries. And even that, I suggest to my clients to eat raspberries and blackberries. Why is that? Because no one has decided that they are superfoods. I remember in the 90s at the time when everyone was going on about how great blueberries were, and slowly you found blueberries getting bigger and bigger and bigger because someone decided that they were superfoods. And then because of Wimbledon and stuff like that, strawberries also started getting bigger and bigger and bigger because there's a demand for it. The demand for blueberries, blackberries and raspberries in this country has not been that high. So in my book, they haven't been over produced. So in a way, they're a little bit better. There is always the argument that
I don't know if I agree with any fruit for that matter. I mean, in my opinion, if you want to really increase insulin, just have milk, have cheese, have any sort of non-plant material, because whenever you expose yourself to a plant, you are always giving yourself phytotoxins, and phytotoxins never there's no benefit to phytotoxins. Except cancer, actually, I take that back. If in case you have cancer for some reason, and even if you have cancer, it's still not helpful because you're just stimulating insulin, so you're just helping the cancer. So yeah, once again, this all comes down to just if you really want to increase insulin, have cheese, have milk, have something else that is dairy, some dairy product, but not berries, just not berries, because I don't think berries is the way to go.
We should eat fruit because fruit has fiber in it. And I counter that by saying that urine has also got water in it, but we don't drink it. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that because fruit has fiber, that's all where we should get our fiber from. We can get our fiber from cruciferous vegetables without the fructose and the glucose.
I don't agree with that. I think, okay, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with Mr. Abbew. I don't think that vegetables are healthy. Once again, I don't think any plant is healthy. And this is because fiber is not necessary and it is not essential. In fact, it is damaging because we already know, especially for people with gut autoimmune problems, they suffer it the worst. If they have fiber, like me, for instance, then you increase all pain, like stomach bloating, you increase anal bleeding, you increase stomach cramps, you increase stomach pain in general, you increase constipation, you increase every single one of those factors the more fiber that you have. Because we already know the study that had 66 participants, they had 3 groups. One group with tons of fiber, one group with a little bit amount of fiber, and one group with no fiber whatsoever. And the group with tons of fiber had every single symptom that I mentioned before: anal bleeding, constipation, stomach cramps, stomach bloating. All of that was completely through the roof. The medium fiber group had less symptoms of every single one of those, and the no fiber group had not even one. They had 0 symptoms of that. So yeah, once again, this is no, you don't want any fiber. Fiber is not healthy at all.
Because right now, what is killing most of us is the overconsumption of all the toasts, fructose, glucose, maltose, galactose, sucrose, all of them. There's so many of them. That's what's killing all of us.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that part. I think glucose oxidation is very harmful. I think it's very, very harmful. It's why I in fact, even avoid dairy for that matter. I don't think glucose oxidation is ever good. You want to avoid your cells having to go through glucose oxidation. The only cells that you want going through glucose oxidation is your red blood cells. Like the only ones that can use that glucose are them. Every other cell you want them burning fatty acid or ketones or something else, but not glucose, because you're generating more reactive oxygen species. Because more NADH is made, it goes to complex 1. Complex 1 is more prone to electron leakage, which then ends up leading to more free radicals being made. And then lo and behold, if you mix that with polyunsaturated fats, you got yourself a 2-in-1 cascade of absolute terror. That's the last thing you want to do. So yeah, I'll definitely agree with him on that one.
The toasts, I call them. So it may be that there is fiber in fruit and there are nutrients in fruit, but then they are together with a bunch of sugars that we can do without.
I mean, are there nutrients in it? Yes. Are they as bioavailable? No, definitely not. No plant. The only ones that you get extra of are vitamin C and vitamin E, and you don't want extra vitamin C and vitamin E. You definitely don't want extra vitamin C and vitamin E, because vitamin C competes with glucose, number 1, which if you're having tons of this vitamin C, then odds are pretty high you're also getting tons of glucose as well, meaning that you're actually getting less vitamin C from eating the plant, which is sort of funny. It's literally countering you from even absorbing it. And the second thing is vitamin E. We already know is an antioxidant. And why do plants have such high antioxidant levels? They're killing themselves, and in order to protect themselves from killing themselves, they have to generate these antioxidants, especially vitamin C, like alpha torforafol, in insanely high levels. So yeah, this is you don't want any plants. There's a reason. No thing in the world, except very, very few things, want to be eaten. Parasites are one of them, and the second one is some very, very rare berries, and they want to be eaten by very specific things. They don't want to be eaten by everything. So it's a very rare thing. There's nothing that wants you to eat them. No insect, no nothing. Maybe except spiders as well. Spiders do seem, male spiders like to get eaten by the female spider. So weird stuff.
I personally think that if you're trying to lose body fat, you shouldn't even have berries for a while. You should get all your nutrients, the micronutrients, and your fiber from cruciferous vegetables for a while until you've made yourself insulin sensitive before you start introducing some berries into it.
Once again, you don't want cruciferous vegetables, not just because of fiber, but because they have phytotoxins. And I mean, they have tons of phytotoxins. Like, if we just take, oh my God, kale has like tons of oxalates in them. And you don't want oxalates in that high of a level because oxalates will counter the calcium absorption. They will counter so many of these other mineral absorption. I mean, like, the best example is, why are vegans anemic? Because so many vegans go anemic because they literally can't absorb iron. Because every single other vitamin and mineral interaction in plants, for some reason, usually will end up targeting iron one way or another. So many of them do. Vitamin E does. I know zinc counters selenium. We already know as well, plants don't have heme iron. They have non-heme iron, and phytic acid or phytates will end up forming a complex around that non-heme iron, preventing it from being absorbed. So it's like I mean, they really don't want you absorbing iron. That's the way they evolved, I guess.
And then after that, every so often, you can have a piece of fruit. But if you're trying to lose body fat, fruits are not your friend.
All right, so this is Eddie Abbew. I'm gonna have to say, for the most part, I agree with a lot of the things that he has to say. Definitely, no question. First off, if you want to actually lose weight, you have to counter insulin. It's all about insulin, because you're not doing it. You're not going to lose weight ever if your insulin is always elevated, because hormone sensitive lipase will never be active, because you can't activate it, because glucagon has to be active during that time. And insulin and glucagon are always contradicting each other and fighting each other pretty much. So yeah, it's once again, you definitely, I'm going to have to agree with him on that one, but I definitely have to say, you don't want cruciferous vegetables. You don't want fiber. You don't want any of that stuff. That stuff is not helpful at all. If you're getting any sort of increase in insulin, I think you want it from either milk, cheese, dairy. Get it some dairy product, not a phytotoxin, because phytotoxins cause inflammation, and you don't want inflammation for a myriad of reasons. I explained that in my inflammation video. I can't necessarily say it because it's like it sort of is let's just say it demonetizes, because it's true, because that's how I see inflammation, but it's not really too good. So once again, thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, and please show appreciation and like, subscribe, comment, and share the video, because it really does help the channel grow. And if you want to see all of my videos ahead of time, then please click the join button down below, where you can see all of my videos ahead of time. And not only that, you can support me as well. So once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Peace.